Hello everyone, I'm just letting you know, skip 30 seconds. I'm just, get to 30. That's all I'm asking, because, you will be listening to nothing. Because, I can't swear in the first 30 seconds of the video. So 10 more seconds. What's up, people? Hope y'all are doing good. Turns out, I found a new game. It's called Warframe. It's like a drug. It's addicting, damn it. But, yeah, no. Welcome to episode 5 of What If Deku was Nemesis. Sorry for the last episode out of this series. It was kinda clusterfucky, and that's coming from me. So, let's start it off right, shall we? We start off with Izuku coming for the first day of class. Now, to say Izuku has Nemesis's height, like, exact height ratio is a bit much, because Nemesis was a grown-ass man. So, I'm gonna just make Izuku 6 foot, like, same height as Ida, like, eye level, but a bit more bulky, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna also explain something in this episode about Izuku's powers. Specifically, how the parasite, from what I could tell, affects the body. As we all know, this parasite disconnects the brain from the stem and connects itself as the brain, and being basically the main focal point. So, how I see it, the only reason Nemesis was killed in, like, the remake in the actual game, right, is because the parasite didn't have enough, like, experimentation. What do you mean by that? Like, it didn't have enough time in that body. If it had more time, more maturity with that body, and the proper way to do things such as better articulation, just swifter movement, being more accustomed to that body type. You know what I'm saying? Because if it did, it would probably be able to do a lot scarier things. Like remove the mental limiter. You're probably wondering, what's the mental limiter? Well, here's a quick psychology, technically, class for y'all. You are much stronger than you think you are. And no, I'm not talking about the mental aspects. I'm being quite literal. Your body could lift a car. If it really wanted to, it could lift a car. Not like Hulk or Superman, but you could flip a fucking car by yourself. A regular ass human being. That was pretty normal looking, you know? Not too fat, not too fucking scrawny. In that midline. The human brain goes something like, your body has a limiter to make sure it doesn't fucking destroy itself, right? That's what the mental limiter is, basically. Because, as we all know, how you get stronger is simple. Your muscles rip. But with regeneration in that factor, why the fuck do you have a mental limiter? It's stupid. And the only reason I'm saying Nemesis had his mental limiter is because in his human form, yeah, granted, he was doing extreme feats of strength, but that was pretty tame for the shit that, like, normal people can do that have their mental limiters off. Like, for instance, when you're not paying attention and you accidentally fucking kick, like, I don't know, like stub your fucking toe, right? That hurts a lot more than it should, because your body was just focusing on moving to a point. not on anything else in your pathing. So your foot is moving harder and faster to that location. Now that that's explained, we're going to get to Izuku entering the classroom with Shoji. So, to be honest, Izuku, he doesn't look too out of place. But Izuku is, like, still has that energy of, okay, you leave me alone, I leave you alone, we'll be perfectly fine. And, this time, the school system did a fuck-up because Katsuki is still in Izuku's class. When usually, they wouldn't be in the same class. Because Katsuki and Izuku, Katsuki starts problems, Izuku ends them with him going to the nurse's office. Like, granted, Izuku's violent, but he's violent with good reason, right? But, yeah, no, when Izuku walks in, he hears the telltale fucking barking of that fucking dog. Like, and as soon as Shoji, like, reaches the door and sees Katsuki, he's like, nah, don't do it, don't do anything, just don't, ignore him. Like, Izuku just, only because it's the first day, I need to do this. And he just walks over, and Shoji's like, no, like, fuck, he's about to get expelled because it's the first fucking day. Like, and the same thing's happening with Ida and Katsuki, right? The usual, get your feet off the desk. That's fucking with school property. And, like, what Izuku does, and just walks by, slaps homie's feet off the desk, just like, psst. And Izuku points at him, at Katsuki, stop acting like an idiot, or I'm gonna put you through a wall again. Hello, sir, what's your name? And he looks at Ida. Like, very clearly, the mentality changes fucking dramatically. And the reason why, like, Katsuki is more inclined to listen to Izuku is because he's scared for his fucking life. Because, to say what Izuku did to Joe and his friends is a fucking understatement. Everybody fucking knows. Like, the teachers knew, but they didn't have enough evidence or proof. That, and it didn't happen on school grounds, so they couldn't do anything. But, what happens next is Katsuki, like, looks like he's about to say something into Izuku, and then Izuku lets off, like, a fraction of his killing intent. Which, causes, like, the room to shudder a bit. Not physically, but, like, just the vibe in the room to just kind of be killed for a minute and then revived. Like, and all of it. And the reason I'm saying, like, why did that happen? Because Izuku has been killing people since he was born. I don't know if y'all haven't noticed that. Literally, like, less than 15 minutes out the womb, he killed somebody. His ability, he's bullshit. Like, Nemesis with real world, like, capabilities will kill everything. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. Granted, Nemesis has, like, the virus resides in the heart and other forms of scenarios, but, like, Nemesis is still Nemesis. And if we provide real world connotation to that, it don't matter how many times you shoot him in his goddamn chest. You're going to die. Like, it's kind of a self-explained thing. But Izuku kind of looks back at Tenya and he's like, my apologies, what's your name again? Tenya Ida. Nice to meet you. And Izuku shakes his hand. And oh yes, may I also ask you something, Mr. Ida? Like, and he's like, yes. Can you please not, like, scream? Because if you try and out-bark a chihuahua, it's not gonna work. His voice is too high-pitched. It's just gonna keep going. Like, and Katsuki was like, this entire time, his will is wavering because he can't say anything. Because his natural selection instincts are kicking in. It's like, don't do anything. Like, he's almost, like, in a way, paralyzed. Because no one in that room, except for Aizawa, have felt anything sort of that killing intent. Because by this point, Mr. X and Izuku, technically just Izuku, have killed up in the hundreds. Izuku is a mass murderer. Murder in mass. Like, he don't give a fuck. He still puts price on life, but, like, it's... if you have a chance to fucking hurt my mom, I'll kill you. Like, it isn't a question. I'm just gonna kill you. I'm gonna grab you by your forehead, and I'm gonna pop your brain out the back of your skull. Like, that's the kind of thing. And, Izuku goes to sit down with Shoji, and Shoji was talking to the guy with the quirk animal voice. I forgot his fucking name. And Tokoyami. And Izuku and them are just kind of chilling in the back talking. And since he never met Ochako, that entire thing never happened. But Aizawa, that was sleeping under the fucking podium, let me tell you something. Aizawa did feel the killing intent. And he knows who it's from, because to say that Izuku wasn't giving off killing intent during the 10, 11 person fucking beatdown that happened in a park, like, to say that didn't happen and Izuku wasn't letting off like a fuck ton of killing intent, like, matter of factly, he won't admit this himself, but that's why he wasn't moving. Like, that's why he wasn't trying to help anyone either. Because he sure as shit would have gone against orders, but Izuku was giving off way too much killing intent. Like, granted, it's almost like bloodlust binding, but like on all the drugs. Like, just, well, this person was only killing for a couple of weeks, but instead this person was killing for a couple months. Like, all in all, Izuku was killing out the womb. He has way more fucking killing intent than most, if not any people on the planet. Like, I mean, if we're going by anime rules, like, there would be a lot of people that would have killing intent, but not, like, a lot. You know what I mean? But, regardless of the fact, Izuku is, all in all, one of those types of people that won't really care. If you want to fight him, it's just like, what are you fighting me with? If you fight me with a knife, I'm gonna kill you. Like, if you come at Izuku with the intent to fucking kill him, that shit's self-defense. He'll kill you. Like, he won't give a fuck. He won't even think about it. It's like, oh, daily occurrence, squish his skull with his hand. Like, he don't give a fuck. Why would he care? Like, but, what Izuku would do. It's funny. Because when Mr. Aizawa pops up and says, "For everybody shut the fuck up," Izuku listens to Aizawa only because, like, he doesn't have him clocked in as a threat at all. Like, not in the slightest, because, granted, Aizawa has been tasked with following Izuku a lot. And to say that Izuku hasn't noticed him and just never cared, it doesn't matter to him. Why would he give a fuck? Granted, he beat the shit out of some people in front of him. He ain't gonna do anything. Like, Izuku basically deduced that, okay, he was just tasked with watching me. I know, yeah. And by the way, the only reason he went to UA was because he was, told to. You know what I mean? By his mom. Which, to be honest, Izuku's not going to argue with his mother. Because that'll make her angry and have a chance to have a heart attack and die. But, and no, that's not kidding. That's the only reason why he doesn't do that with his mom. Because of high blood pressure. But, just a boatload of problems. So, which, to be all honest with you, Izuku's listening. And when he tells him to get dressed in the fucking lockers and shit, he doesn't go first before anyone. Because he doesn't want to look like an outlier. But Aizawa knows, like, alright, he doesn't want to be an outlier, so I'll probably, like, talk shit for, like, a couple seconds and he'll move. But, all in all, Izuku goes into the locker room. Same thing happens with Mineta, but Izuku's not stupid enough to look in a woman's bathroom because his mother taught him better. But, yeah. Izuku, during this time frame, right, when he's told to, like, do the physical assessment, like the running, like the long distance running, the only one he loses in is fucking is to Ochako, which, to be all honest with you, he was surprised when she pulled out a fucking zero gravity quirk, and just in the back of his head, he's thinking, that person's quirk would be very useful to have on a form of Mr. X, like one of those. So if she, like, Izuku kind of just says subconsciously, all right, if she dies, she will be useful, like, because to say that Izuku isn't smart is just incorrect. He's a scheming piece of shit. And if you don't take him seriously, it will be a game over. He'll game end you real fast. But, there's a specific scene that I would like to do. And no, it's not the ball throw. No, it's not the, distance running. But it is the side-to-side lunges. Mind you, Izuku took his shoes off for this. Why? You're about to see. Because Aizawa told him to go all out on all of these tests. Most of the test grounds were kind of fucked up, right? Because of Izuku specifically. With the running grounds, he, and I quote, basically ran a trench through the center of the running field. I'm not kidding. Like, he was stomping on the ground so hard, he was doing it more in strides, not like a long distance run. And, like, Aizawa has so many tests to do. He's not about to hold everyone back while Izuku's doing this. He just knows Izuku will be the last one doing it. But he's now here to see Izuku's agility and how good he is on his feet. Now, pay attention. Because here's the important part. This entire time, Izuku had his limiter off. Because of reasons. Which I'm gonna call stage 1. Well, stage 1. Stage 1 of Izuku actually, like, paying attention. And, like, doing things. He's about to do stage 2 for this, because he wants to show off. So, here we go. As the side-to-side lunges start, Izuku's eyes begin to glow a slight sickly pus-like yellowish brownish orange. And so does the veins on his legs and his arms. As he says go, he couldn't count. Like, he was mainly looking at Izuku too. Like, one moment. Alright, we're back. He was mainly looking at Izuku. And given the fact that Izuku just went to stage 2, where he starts tearing his muscles and putting them back, like, this is the weird part. One moment. But Izuku, during this time frame, during this time, since he is at stage 2, and he's doing side-to-side lunges, which, by the way, All Might is watching this, and no one has One for All yet. And I'm gonna say Nezu is watching this through a camera. When Izuku stomps his foot once with his right foot, it sounds like it makes a crack in the floor. And once he starts up and gets a rhythm, and he gets fucking going, he's gone. You can't count how many he's doing. Why? Because first off, you can't see him because Izuku's kicking up dust. The second reason, it sounds like a fucking stampede is coming through. And I'm talking the stampede that fucking trampled Mufasa. Like, I'm talking just bad shit. Just really bad shit, man. But as Izuku's just going and going, and it's causing people to trip up, like it's making the fucking ground shake. Hell, like if Izuku was going harder, it would probably start making a lot more fucking damage, let us say. So, when the time is up, there is another trench. Izuku basically dug himself 6 feet deep, right? And for some reason, there is blood pulled up that is being sucked back into Izuku's feet. Because, let's just say he was slamming his feet so hard. It was like watching a, what was it? You know, one of those compressors, one of those things, like those really fucking, God, I don't know what it was. But like, it's a crusher, but it causes a lot of pressure to go onto something. And usually, depending on what it is, it would fucking either just fucking splatter that shit across it or whatever. But Izuku's flesh kind of peeled off of the bottom of his bones and like peeled up his feet. Thus the bleeding. So that was this episode. I'm gonna go eat my Red Baron's pizza before that shit gets cold. Goodbye.